Well, you don't need me to remind you that Formula One is now so beloved in the United States that we race here 3 times a year. But let's give respect to COTA, or the Circuit of the Americas, to give it its full name. This place laid the foundations for this moment and still remains the host of the US Grand Prix. The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out. As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Okay, you've got P3. P3, well done. Russell's ahead of you now. They're on fresh softs. That's Sainz behind you now. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh softs. You've got 11 laps until your pit window opens. Experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible. Job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. That's Charles ahead of you now. And gap to the car in front, 1.0 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Their tyres are 2 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. Your last lap time, 1:35.8. We're gaining by around 0.2 per lap. Keep going.
I'm just burning up my tyres with my neck. You know, we should just sit here the whole race.
Can't come back to you.
This is not good teamwork, that's all I'm gonna say.
Russell behind. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, they've got 4 laps on their tyres. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. And the time last lap, 1 minute 36.3. position, front of the pack. That's Charles behind. Okay, they're on old softs. Your pit window will be open in 7 laps time. Okay, Sainz is behind you. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, their tyres are 7 laps old. Okay, we think they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops remaining. Time last lap, 1:37.9. Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake, use overtake. Green flag, we're racing again, let's go. Okay, slow down, your delta's negative, which means you're going too fast. Reduce your pace. Charles is in for his stop now.
I love the engine. Try and stop at a marshal post.
Wasted all that time for no reason. Alright, we'll be doing one more stop today. 1 stop left in this strategy. Okay, let's get ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember there's no overtaking until the timing line. Safety car in this lap. Okay, clear. That's P5, you're in P5. That's Gasly ahead. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, Bottas behind. Less than a second separates you. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 2.0 seconds. Your pit window doesn't open for more than 20 laps. And that's 46 laps to go. Gap to your teammate behind, 4.5 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 15th. Your last lap time, 2:08.9. DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. McLaren drivers just completed a pass for the lead of the race. Bottas is behind you. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, they've got 4 laps on their tyres. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap, 1 minute 37.0. Okay, Lewis, Gasly's ahead of you. We don't want to let this hold us up too long, so do your best to get past and get on with the race. Yes, mate, we hit the target. Nice work. Okay, Okay, Hulkenberg just ahead. Push, push. Okay, the gap is less than a second. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, they've got 4 laps on their tyres. We think they've got 1 more stop. Time last lap, 1:37.1. This is great stuff. We're gaining by 0.3 a lap. Good work. Good job, nice overtake. Okay mate, that last lap, 1:36.6. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 2.9 seconds. Okay, so the current fastest lap, 1:35.4. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 3.4 seconds. Stroll ahead. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 2.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 9 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Your last lap time, 1 minute 36.9. And you're closing by 0.4 a lap. Keep it going. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 2.8 seconds. Okay, so all of our tyre pressure data is currently reading 0. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess that it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about. Last lap, 1:36.7. Okay, this is good. You're catching the car ahead. Stroll is ahead of you. Okay, gap to the car in front, 2.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 11 laps old now. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap, 1 minute 37.1. And you're closing by 0.4 a lap. Keep it going. You're currently in P3. Stroll ahead. They're on old mediums. Okay, Bottas behind. They're on old mediums. Our gap to first place, 4.0 seconds. Your pit window opens in 15 laps time, and there's 36 laps to go. Stroll is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead, 1.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 13 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap, 1:37.1. This is excellent stuff. You're closing in by 0.7 a lap.
Stop the car, park the car. Critical message. Car is safe. I'll explain after. Tyre condition still looking good.
Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 0.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 13th place. Your last lap time, 1 minute 37.9. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Green flag. Lando's ahead of you now, and gap to the car in front, 3.1 seconds. Okay, they're on old softs. Okay, they've done 15 laps on those tyres. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap, 1:37.5. Okay, you're dropping back by around 0.2 each lap. That's Stroll behind you. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 16 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap, 1 minute 37.1. And the time last lap, 1:36.4. You're leading the pack, that's P1. Stroll behind. They're on old mediums. You've got 10 laps until your pit window opens. Pit window opens in 10 laps. All right, 31 laps to go now. That's Stroll behind you. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 19 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. Your last lap time, 1 minute 37.7. Gap to your teammate behind, 20.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. They're in 11th. And the time last lap, 1:38.0. Okay, Lewis, we've got some clear track around us now, so let's use it and make this next lap a quick one. Let's go. Your last lap time, 1:37.3. Nice work, you smashed it. Really good job on hitting that target, mate. Charles is in the pits. Stroll behind. They're on old mediums. Okay, they've done 22 laps on those tyres. We think they've got one more stop. Time last lap, 1:37.8.
Unbelievable.
Norris behind. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Okay, their tyres are 7 laps old. Your last lap time, 1:35.7. position, front of the pack. Norris is behind you. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Your pit window is going to open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. 24 laps to go. Approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 40.3 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards. They're in 11th. And the time last lap, 1:36.1. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. In this lap, push now. Okay, pit in this lap and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach. Okay, off we go, back into the race. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
Lando, happy to push turn 9 a little bit more.
I'm pushing as much as I can, mate.
Okay, you sat in P2. Norris just ahead. Push for the position. Okay, they're on fresh hards. That's Stroll behind you. Okay, they're on fresh hards. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. You've got 20 laps left until the end. Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres. Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake, use overtake. Great manoeuvre, you made it look so easy. Norris behind. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Okay, they've done 15 laps on those tyres. Time last lap, 1 minute 36.1. Gap to your teammate behind, 30.6 seconds. Okay, they're on fresh hards, they're in 11th. Your last lap time, 1:36.8. Norris is behind you. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 17 laps old, and the time last lap, 1 minute 36.1. Okay, last lap, 1:34.5. pack, that's P1. Norris behind. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 13 laps to go. Okay, that last lap, 1 minute 35.3. Norris is behind you. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 20 laps old. Time last lap, 1:36.1. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 40.3 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. They're in 11th. Your last lap time, 1 minute 36.7.
Tyres are starting to drop off, man.
Okay, Lewis, we've got high reserves of ERS, so let's try and use some more. You're in first position, front of the pack. Norris behind. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Okay, we're into the last 10 laps now. Okay, nice work. Really good job with that target, mate. Okay, mate. Time of that last lap, 1:35.8. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Norris is behind you. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 24 laps old. And the time last lap, 1:36.2. you're leading the pack. That's P1. Norris behind. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. All right, 6 laps to go now. Okay, so the last lap time, 1:34.9.
Grip sucks my style.
Gap to your teammate behind, 50.2 seconds. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. They're in 11th. Time last lap, 1:36.9. Okay, some information on Norris. Okay, they're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Box, Lando, box.
no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. And Verstappen's behind. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. Their tyres are 23 laps old. Your last lap time, 1:36.5. First position, front of the pack. Verstappen behind you now. Okay, they're on old hard tyres. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home.
Yes, this is masterclass. Good job.
Great effort, guys. Woo! That was hard work, man.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.